Hey, so I wanted to come on today and talk about something that honestly I have not been able to find a lot of information on for myself. So please bear with me as I ramble on this video. My son is a preteen now. He's 12 years old, and I live in a different state from his dad. So, you're always presented, if you're a single mom, that you can't raise a man, so you need to let him live with his dad. And I honestly hate that. So to me, I think a lot of great, amazing men have been raised by women, period. You cannot help the fact that a relationship did not work. So you're not with your child's father. Or for me, I chose not to marry the wrong guy um, just to have a husband. Like, that's not really me. I could have had a husband. I'm pretty sure a lot of you too, But when you have children, you have to, like, choose the right person. And sometimes you just know that shit is all wrong. And if it wasn't a guy that I wanted my kids to grow up to be like, then I wasn't wasting my future with him and miss out on Mr. Right. So I'm single and I'm raising boys. And ever since my son was about 9, his dad has kind of been like, okay, you're going to you need to let him live with me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, he's a freaking kid. Like, he's small. He's in elementary school. It's not happening. But this year, honestly, was different. Um, my son has really grown close with his cousins, and his dad has kind of developed from just I'm the cool dad to I'm a parent, like legit parent. And you have expectations, you get in trouble, I give discipline, and I've kind of peeped that. I definitely have. So I called him up and was like, hey, he's already been there for the summer. I was like, hey, so do you want to keep him full time for the school year? And he was like, what? Hold on, is this my son's mother? Like, what the hell? Are you serious? And I was like, yeah, like, I'm not joking, I'm serious. Like, if you want to keep him full time, we can do it on a trial basis. School comes first. You really have to parent. You really have to, like, hold him accountable. You can't let him slip through the cracks just because you haven't had him full time for this whole time. And he's like, nah, no doubt. So yeah, he can come stay here full time. So it happened, and my baby's gone, and I don't know. I know a lot of moms who are females, clearly, who have sons, but I don't know anyone. I don't know not one person who has actually given the child to the father, except in Boys in the Hood, to live. So I was like, you know what? The reason I started YouTube was because I have a big mouth and I like to share what I'm going through, because I know at least one other person out there is going through this. So why not share this experience also? Because it's very difficult. So the reason I decided to go ahead was because this last year, it seemed like ever since he was about 9, kids I think go through puberty earlier. You start, like, back when we were young, it was like 16 was like the age where it was like, and now it's like 12. Like, it's like 12 years old now. That the mouth develops, and preteen and teenager, and you just be like, yeah, this is a lot. So last year, my son got in trouble a little bit, but nothing crazy. So I was like, well, you know what? I really don't want him to become 14, 16 years old and I can no longer handle him. And that's why he goes to his dad's house. I like to not end things on a good note, but kind of have transition in a good time. So I was like, you know what? He's closer with his family now. He's very mature. My son, for 12 years old, he's respectful. He has good grades for the most part. Excuse me, I'm dying. He has good grades for the most part. I really have set that foundation for him. So before he gets to a point where I can no longer handle him, or I'm like growing gray hair, pulling my hair out, calling my mama crying, I want to go ahead and allow him to have this transition to his dad's house. So for the worst part, for the part where he actually needs that man to be like, look, you need to chill, he's already there. But it wasn't in his mind like my mom gave up on me. It was my mom did what's best for me, but we still good. You know, if that makes sense. I hope it does make sense. So there have been a lot of obstacles for me in this time frame. And honestly, I can honestly say that my biggest obstacle is myself. And I kind of think that's why I wanted to put this out, because if you have a child and you nurture them from nothing, from breastfeeding them to, you know, learning to walk and talk and read and all the other things, all the way to teenager, preteen, whatever, it's kind of hard and very unfair to have to give that child away. And that's what I felt like I was doing. I felt like I was giving my child away. Why is it that I have to raise this child, wean him from my own body, and give him away because I'm a female? And I know everyone says, you know, women can't raise a man, but I know a lot of people who are female who are raising men, good men. But I had to fix my own perspective. And to me, for a child to see the parent of the same sex, especially a young man, to see his father who looks like him. I mean, my son is his father's spinning image, doing what's right for his family. That to me matters. So my son's dad is, he has his long-term relationship. They've been together for like 11 years, like legit. They have 2 daughters, and he provides for that family. You know, he's in that home. Those girls wake up to him every day. You know, he provides, he goes to work, and, you know, he's there. He's their daddy. And my son deserves that also. And he needs to see that from his dad. You know, even if I was married, he would see that, but there would still be some sort of disconnect because it would not be his face. And my son, it's his face. His dad looked exactly like him. And the person who created him, that's who he needs to see doing the things that are necessary. And he gets that opportunity. And that is why I am allowing him to live full time with his dad. So I'm not giving up on him. I'm honestly allowing him the opportunity to see himself, see someone who looks like him doing what's necessary so he can grow up to be a well-rounded man, young man, whatever. And a lot of times, people who do not have the opportunity to see that, fathers or mothers who are not in the home, or who are in the home or not in the home but not doing what is necessary, because you don't have to live with your baby mama. Y'all ain't got to be together. Don't get that twisted. But I know so many men who are like taking care of their children like 200% there for them financially, emotionally, physically, everything, and they're not in the home. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who disappear or are in and out or have broken promises, you know, that type of parent who really damages the child. If a child sees that or has that type of parent, a lot of times they either become the complete opposite. So great men, take care of their children 100%, maybe too much. Sometimes I see people try to compensate and they're way, way, way too much. Or on the other side, they are the exact same way. And we have to break that cycle. So for me, for my child to see that with his dad and see his dad working hard and taking care of his family and really being a man of the house in his own home with his own family, even if it's not with me, that is what I want my child to see. And a lot of times, or hopefully, he will become a good standing man. So once I changed my perspective, I got a lot better. And then my second obstacle is other children. My younger son, all he knows is his brother. Like, honestly, a piece of his family left. And that's hard for me. You know, a lot of times with dating with a mom with children, yeah. They don't want people that's in and out of the child's life, but that kind of just happened to my 5-year-old. His brother is out. You know, he can FaceTime him, he can call him, he can see him whenever he wants. But he told me, I don't want to see him. I don't want to talk to him. I want him. And I had to kind of break it down to him as best as I could and just let him know that he's still his brother. He still loves him. They still have a relationship. He's just not going to sleep here every night. And it's hard. That it really was hard on my younger son. It's still something that we are battling every day. So I let them FaceTime, I let them talk. I make sure that when they talk, they have good conversations and it's not just, oh, you get on my nerves, regular stuff that kids do. But hey, how's school going? That my brother tries to be that big brother for him through the telephone. And when I do see him, when he does come home or holidays or whatever, because the roles have kind of flipped, I guess, that they actually spend a lot of time together to keep that bond, because they went from every day, all day being next to each other to now it's just going to be kind of every now and then, which is weird. So that's my second obstacle. And then my third obstacle is kind of like sitting back and allowing the other parent who has not normally been the one to do certain things do it. So my biggest thing is school. I'm like, dude, did you register him for school yet? No, not yet. Yo, did you register him for school yet? Nah, not yet, man. So my son is probably going to miss his first day of school because his dad has yet to register him for school. But it's funny because he's not used to doing that stuff. This will be his first time filling out paperwork and doing the whole registration thing, because even though he has daughters, their mom does that stuff, but because he's like on the birth certificate and the actual parent, he actually has to do that stuff now. So doctor's appointments, he's gonna have to set that first initial stuff up and then she can start taking them. But he has to take on the role of parent that a lot of times he didn't have to do. And it's kind of cool. So I changed my perspective on that. I stopped fussing at him. When first day of school comes and his son is at home and his cousin is already gone, he's gonna know that he needs to get some fire under his butt. But it's funny because not only does it allow him to see all the things that I had to go through to raise these children, but also the woman that he's with, the things that she does daily for their other children. He'll see, hey, you know what? This registration, picking up from daycare, freaking taking them to the doctors, the dentist, all that good jazz. That is like not easy work. I commend you. So that is like the biggest obstacles that I have. Once I got over myself and my pain and my hurt, because I felt like I was losing my best friend, my first love, the person who has been my constant since I was 17 years old, like my entire adult life, this child has been my constant. So once I got over that and really changed my perspective, everything else kind of just fell into place. But the same way with me joining the military, I will do whatever it takes for my children. And I honestly feel like I'm giving my son the best shot at being the best version of himself. So many times people rob children of just their childhood and just being the version of themselves that they can develop into by doing things that they shouldn't or being selfish. And I will never do that to my child. I want him to be the best version of himself. I want him to have memories with all of his family and all of his friends, and, just grow up and just be very, very well-rounded. And even just seeing him after this summer, for like the day that I did see him recently, I just like, dude, like you're really growing up, like you're really blossoming into this amazing young man, and it's just going to get better and better and better. So I cannot wait to see, how my son develops, and I'm very proud of myself for putting myself on the back burner and my feelings to the side and doing what's best for my child. And hopefully, this helps someone, because honestly, it's hard. And as a mom, you're shoved with this decision, and you have to make sure it's the right time for yourself, and you have to make sure it's the right time for everyone else involved. Luckily, my son's father and my family are very, very close. So everyone takes care of everyone. I know that if Andre gets in trouble, he is getting fussed at by 6 or 7 different people. So I'm not just leaving him on an island by himself. I know that, you know, his dad's not going to lie to me about what's going on. I know that technology has evolved so much that when that report card comes out, it's going to be on FaceTime, okay? Let me see the notes. Yeah. And if it's wrong, if he's acting up, I will be there. It's only a hop, skip, and a jump away. So yeah, so knowing that the time is right for yourself, for your child, that they have developed that foundation that you have created for them. My son is super respectful. He's super calm. He's so chill. He's super smart. And I'm not just being biased. Like, people tell me that all the time. Like, he will be in a crowd full of people who are doing the wrong thing, and he'll just kind of go the opposite way. So he has a really good head on his shoulders, and hopefully him being that way can also kind of help mold the other people around him to follow him and turn into good dudes, you know. So I'm excited. I'm super duper excited about seeing how he will blossom, and hopefully this information or just my truth will help someone else out there, because this information is not out there. People are not talking about this type of real life situation. So hopefully, you know, it can help, even if just one person, that I will be super duper happy. So thanks guys for watching, and until next time, bye.